All right, here we are. This will be a good match. Mr. Shane Van Boening versus Mr. Ronnie Alcano. I was actually in the Philippines the one year that Mr. Ronnie won the world's 9-ball. He beat Ralph Souquet. And Miss Mary Keniston's going to join me. She threatened me. She said if I wasn't nice, she's going to beat the crap out of me. I don't believe her. She's just another one of those damn women. Let's see, is she on yet? Okay, now you're on. You're live.
I'm live.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome.
And this is a race to 4. They got started a little bit. This should be a fairly fast match. Both these guys have been known to make a few balls. Boy, Shane made a beautiful. He made a beautiful. His last match, last game was 5 and out. Just nice and sweet.
Ronnie Alcano. I haven't seen him
Yeah.
play in a long time.
I don't really know how his bank game is. I mean, obviously it's going to be good. You know, anything he does with the cue ball is going to be good, but I don't, you know, there's still a skill to banks in one pocket that's different than the rotational games.
Yeah, I have to admit, I'm not. I don't know why I'm in here in the booth with
Well,
you, because I'm not real up on banks. I just started watching them in the last few years when I started going to Derby City.
Push a little closer.
Is that better?
Yeah, probably, I guess. I don't know.
I love watching the bank ring game they have every year.
Mm-hmm. We're thinking of having a ring game a little different, you know, because we play by the rail.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think that Derby City.
I think they do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they do.
Yeah.
I think they do play by the rail.
We're going to try and do one probably Thursday night
That'd
after
be
the
great.
finals of this and right before the one pocket starts.
Thank you, sir.
So, anyhow, this is the 2018 U.S. Open Bank Pool Championship, and it ends Thursday at 5 o'clock. Be the finals, and right after that, we'll be doing the draw and a Calcutta for the U.S. Open one pocket, which will start noon on Friday. And this is will be an annual event. We'll be having 5 U.S. Opens here every year, along with the Jay Swanson Memorial. So we'll have 6 majors a year. Try to pump pool up a little bit.
That's great.
Yeah, it is. It's you know.
There's really been a dearth of major events
Yeah.
in the last 10 years.
Yeah, it's
And they've just seemed to have disappeared.
well, there's no
Sponsor money.
yeah, no sponsor money. At least this way, now that I have control of the room here, it gives us a lot more flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we're going to do the U.S. Open straight pool here too.
Really?
Yep.
When?
I haven't set the
Set
dates,
no
but it's
dates
probably
yet?
going to be like October, November, I'm
Okay,
guessing.
great.
And so you give us enough time to do qualifiers. That's a good one to do qualifiers
Mhm,
for.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people will participate in that. Have there been any upsets? I just walked in the door a little while ago.
There was one. I can't remember what it was though. Banks is known for upsets
No, that's why I
because
was asking.
it's you know it's such a rhythm game.
And it also depends on where the balls line up. I mean, sometimes
Yeah.
you could be the best banker in the world, but you know, if you don't
Yeah.
get the shots, you know, you're always trying to make
Yeah.
something happen.
Yeah. There's a lot of defense in banks, just like in one pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Well, make sure you share this if you're watching us on Facebook. We got up to 1,400 viewers last time around, so you never know.
I'm not sure what the score is.
Well, you can. It looks like it's
I know Shane just made one of them.
It's 3-1.
Is it 3-1? Okay.
Yeah.
Is there somebody?
Yeah, there's a ball over there. Looks like
Somebody
3-1.
marking it up on the board?
No, that's only the that's the scoreboard is only for games.
Oh,
And
okay.
so there's 0 games to 0 games.
Okay, I got
Yeah.
you. Okay.
Yeah, they don't track the ball count.
Okay. Oh, he broke those out.
Yeah, he was trying for 3 in the side.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's going to try to 2-rail this, I would assume, unless he can bank the 4 backwards. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's going to bank cut the 4 backwards into the side and come around. Probably play shape for the 9. Oh, he slow rolled it. Oh, he didn't get out enough.
Nope.
Well, he's going to play the 7 cross side. It's a tough shot. Have to hit it really thin. Oh, he was going cross corner. Wow.
I didn't think that was a pretty odd angle.
Yeah. That's why I said it was a really tough shot.
Yeah.
I didn't even.
Well, they make a lot of tough shots. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Boy, that ball hanging in the pocket down there really
it's
queers a lot of banks.
it kills it.
Yeah.
When I used to play banks, which isn't very often, mostly at Derby City, I would roll the balls just for the simple reason I thought it was a great defense because if you don't make it, you're tying up the pocket.
Right.
Because
Well,
you know,
that's looking good.
I mean, real
boy.
bankers fire them in 100 miles an hour.
Shannon,
Yeah.
Brumback, and those guys.
They straighten
yeah.
them out. They want them to
Truman.
come. They want them to come back straight. You know?
Yep. I remember a long time ago when I had my pool room. Shannon and his father came
I
in.
remember seeing when he was a little doughboy.
Yeah. He was probably 14, and
He was a monster
I
in
did not know him.
disguise.
I did not know him, and you know, in those days I knew pretty much everybody. So they came in the afternoon, and Shannon, little kid, wants to know if he could have a rack of balls, and I just happened to be behind the counter because my girl needed to take a break. So I said sure, and I handed him the balls for the non-player side.
Yeah.
And so he looked at his dad, and then he looked at me, and he says, "Can I play on the gold crowns?" And I looked over there, and you know, it was afternoon, and Rex was over there hitting some balls, and a couple of the guys were sitting around. I said, "Okay." I said, you know, you have to be very respectful of the equipment, and if somebody wants the table to gamble on, you got to give it up. I said, that's, you know, for the action. He said, "Oh, okay." So anyway, my girl comes back from her break. I go into my office, and all of a sudden I hear a roar, and here's Shannon playing. I can't even remember who he's playing. Maybe Toby or, you know, one of my guys. You know, we had a one-pocket house, and he had just one rail slapped him back, and then hit another one while I was standing there, 100 miles an hour, and went and got his money. And I'm thinking, oh my God! I mean, I'm stunned.
Yeah.
I'm stunned.
Yeah. Well, that's what he looked so young on top of.
He looked like he didn't look like he could make a ball.
Yeah. And it was amazing. I saw him in Reno at one of those Sands tournaments, and he was matching up.
Yeah. No fear. But yeah, 100 miles an hour, straight back, whack. You know how that sounds when the ball hits in a gold crown pocket, that sound, whack.
Yeah, he still doesn't. He's not a full-time player now, and he still plays.
He plays once a year for the Derby. He practices a little bit for the Derby, and then that's it. And he does well.
Oh yeah, he's a dangerous player. He sees it a little differently than most people, you know. And he's got a great imagination. He's just I don't know what it is about him.
Well, he had a
But
good
he's-
teacher. His
Yeah,
daddy
yeah, he's just dangerous.
was a
you
real
know.
good player, and then when he was 13, 14, 15 years old, Buddy and Earl lived in his town, and his father would take him over to spar with them, and he learned a lot from Buddy and Earl.
Yeah.
And Brumbeck, he likes to just fish all the time, hunt and fish.
Yeah.
Although he does have a table in his house.
He plays, when he's playing, he plays
He's awesome.
so pure.
Yeah.
And you couldn't be a nicer guy.
No, both of them are great
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Country boys, I see if you got your machines.
They're not turned on yet.
I know.
The Golden Gaming is the purveyor, I guess you would call it, but they're waiting for one little piece of paper. It should be. They thought it would be here Friday, and it's not. And they thought it'd be here Monday, and it's not. It's just a
Been a long time
bureaucratic
coming.
glitch. Oh, jeez, ridiculous.
I know when we
Paperwork.
opened our place, we opened without them. We just gambled that we'd get them because both of us
Yeah.
were clean. And so we opened in July. We got them in November. But you guys really had a long wait.
Times have changed
Yeah,
a lot.
so.
Everything's longer.
Yeah.
Well, Shane wins the first one, 5-2. Yeah. Ronnie's going to have to play pretty good to beat Shane at this game, I think.
Well, anybody has to play pretty good to beat Shane.
Yeah, at anything.
At
At
anything.
anything.
Yeah, he just came off the rum runner.
I know.
He was beaten twice by Warren
Yeah,
Kiyoko.
had him 3-0 and then loses. Yeah,
And I'll tell you what, Warren played great.
yeah, he did. I
mean,
watched the stream. He played.
Well, I watched one or two of his matches on Saturday night, and then all of his matches on Sunday.
Yeah,
And he was just playing damn near perfect.
yeah. Shane struggled with that match against Warren. I mean, he missed a couple of balls that he's just not supposed to miss.
Yeah. Well, I think he was feeling the heat. You know?
Everybody feels the heat. If
Yeah,
there's enough.
Even
yeah,
right,
yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he did. He buckled a little bit, you
Mhm.
know. And Warren just, he was like a freight train. He just kept coming, kept coming, kept coming.
He sure did.
And except for a few scratches on the break, he played damn near perfect in all of those matches.
He's as good as any of the Filipinos. He's so soft in his demeanor and his speech and the way he addresses the ball. He very seldom slams the ball. He's just everything's controlled, and
Yeah,
smooth.
I've been watching him the last couple of years since I've been going to Derby, and then of course on the stream. And I really think that last 2 years especially, he's jumped up
Really.
to that next level.
See, I thought Levan was going to be the next superstar.
Yeah.
I love the way he hits the
Yeah,
ball, and he
yeah.
was on fire about 3-4 years ago. But
Right.
you don't hear much of him anymore.
Right.
You know, but
Yeah.
he's not gone. He should probably just take a little break.
Yeah,
Those guys.
well, he
guys-
plays all the time
Yeah,
in the Philippines.
yeah.
But anyway, I think it's Warren plays out of Steinway, and so he's always in action. He's always in the tournaments, and they have a lot of tournaments back east. And I really feel like I was talking to him, and he agreed with me. He says, "Yeah," he says, "the last year or two," he says, "I feel like I can beat anybody."
Yeah.
And he says, "And I never had that feeling before."
Really.
And he's only 47.
Yeah.
And but I love the way he plays. I like his pinpoint position. He never hits a ball harder than he needs
Right.
to.
That's what I mean. He rolls. Everything's smooth.
Yeah, he I took a lead online, about this. I compared his style of play to Buddy Hall, and people, jumped all over me saying, "How could you compare him to Buddy Hall? Buddy Hall won 1 million tournaments." I said, "I'm not talking about. I'm talking about his style, his deliberateness and his steadiness, and he never hits a ball harder than he needs to, and his pinpoint shape, and moving the ball around the table, and the decisions he makes. He reminds me about Buddy, and nobody's watched Buddy more than me.
Yeah.
And he's my idol."
How's he doing?
He's doing okay.
Still in Metropolis? Back in
Yeah, he's
Metropolis?
getting ready to go down to Houston.
Oh, really?
Yes, they're having the Buddy Hall Open down there in a couple of weeks. Might even be next week. I think it's the last weekend in March. And anyway, I just talked to him the other day. And, But, you know, it's just a shame that it's just a shame that the pool world doesn't get to
Respect.
see.
Yeah.
Well, they don't get to see the players of our generation.
Yeah.
As good as they played, you know.
And you just never know, like, who's better. I mean, that's like, who's better, Muhammad Ali or Joe Louis? I mean, how do you answer questions like that? You know.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's,
Well, you know, it's like I say, the equipment changes. You know, when I came up, and Buddy and Siegel and Earl and those guys, you know, and you know, we
Yeah,
used to play
Molly,
on that heavy Mally
21
cloth.
ounce.
Yeah.
With a if you didn't have a monster stroke, you were shooting a lot of odd shots.
Exactly, and you had to spin your ball, you know, and that helped you get around the table. And you very rarely see people, you know, I see them say half a tip of English.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I mean, I'm all the way out on the edge of the cue ball.
Yeah, no, it's all different. It was all different.
It's completely different.
And I learned on those clay balls, and
I've got a set of those.
Yeah, people
and
don't
boy,
understand
oh boy.
what like Mosconi when he
And
ran
they
those
played
balls.
on 5x10s.
Yeah, but when Mosconi ran all those balls, you know, you go into the break with clay balls, you can hit them with a sledgehammer and 4 balls
And
break out.
Right, they don't move.
Yeah,
I know.
It's like playing in the mud.
I know.
So
Yeah, I never.
it's such a different game.
Yeah. And, you know, for those guys to play on that equipment and play as well as they did,
Yeah.
I think that they could play with anybody today.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the United States is concerned, I think it's awful that we had so many great players. And there were hundreds of players just under those guys. And now we just don't have the same number of players. And most of the tournaments are on bar boxes.
He put cue ball right in the hole. That was pure carelessness. He misread. He's kind of saying, what the hell? Yeah, it's everything's gone to bar tables, and everybody blames that on who knows what, but it's economics.
It's the money.
You know, you can't a bar can't have 9-foot tables in it. You can't, and beginners don't want to play on 9-foot tables.
Right.
You know, people want success. They can't.
Instant
Yeah.
success.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to Shane a couple years ago, and you know, I used to play with his mother and his aunt, and I told him that, and we got talking. And anyway, he said that he wishes that he was around in those days, where there were so many great players, because I could learn from so many people, and that's what Earl had the benefit of. You know, Earl was just a kid. You know, most of those guys are 10, 15 years, 20 years older than Earl, and that's how he learned. And why he's the great player he is today. And Shane didn't have the benefit of playing with all those guys, and I wonder how good he'd be if he had the benefit
the
of
right
playing
mentoring.
with
Yeah.
Because
Well,
he's done most of it himself, or with the help
yeah.
of his grandfather, and
But his work ethic
his work
is
ethic
so
strong. Yeah.
You know, if we had 20 Americans with that work ethic, we'd own the Mosconi Cup. You know, it's just.
Yeah.
Times have changed.
And if we put together a team of Buddy Hall, Siegel, Strickland, Varner, Rempe,
Yeah.
I think they'd be competitive today against the Europeans.
Yeah.
But we don't have that.
No.
We just don't have it.
Well,
And it's a shame.
it's the modern world.
Yeah.
You know, kids want to play video games and stuff.
Instant gratification. I mean, that's what keeps me playing. I'm always trying to get better.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it caught the corner going in. Like I was saying earlier, 4 1/4-inch pockets, they'll keep you honest.
So what number pool room is this for you? I know you've had several. How many have you had?
I counted it one. It's either 7 or 8.
7 or 8?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Last. This is the last. But I said every time I always say that.
I know.
I'm
I know.
nuts.
I only had one, but I'm glad I had
Yeah.
it. We had about 8 years where
Yeah.
it was fabulous.
Yeah, you had a good action.
Yeah. Then the government came in and made it all HUD housing, and instantly the neighborhood went down the tubes.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Times change.
Yeah.
And I opened this place just because I really thought Vegas needed a nice room. I mean, the
That's
rooms.
why we opened ours.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted somewhere nice to play.
Yeah.
And the rooms that were here, I was not comfortable.
A little rough around the edges.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for personal reasons, everything I wanted to do a non-smoking room. So, so it'll work out. It's still times are a little tough, but let us get the machines rolling. Get some.
Yeah.
So many people don't know we're here, and a lot of them, because I mean it's a double-edged sword. A lot of people know, oh, that's the old Pool Sharks location. That's good. And some people say, oh, that's the old Pool Sharks, and that's bad. So it's a nix-nox, I call them.
Yeah. It's funny because when we were looking for a location, we narrowed it down between where we were and in the corner there of this shopping center.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Because these are the two densest, at that time, densest concentration of population in the city. Just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of apartments.
Yeah.
And we actually got a little bit better deal from the owner of the shopping center. But we were in the corner.
Oh, we missed that one. I thought I made that one. Yeah.
We were in the corner, and I couldn't lay out. I couldn't get more than 14 tables in it, even though the space was big because of the poles and this and that and
poles
everything
will kill you.
Yeah. And so we went over there where I just had, a rectangle, and I managed to put in 9 tables and have a nice bar area. And if I could have done that over here, we might still be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. But anyway, it is what it is. But I'm glad to see that there are a few pool rooms here in Vegas.
Well, there's actually a fair. Well, there's getting to be. There's 4 or 5 now, but they're nothing. They're just this community. The pool community here doesn't even compare to say Phoenix's community. Phoenix has got.
Well, it never did.
No.
Really.
Yeah.
It
Vegas.
never
There's
did.
too much other stuff going on. I guess.
Right. We had a solid, core of players that went to the pool room every day. And the Q Club had theirs, a solid group, and then we had people that went back and forth. But, it's a different culture today.
Yep.
We used to have a million old men that would come in and just hang around in the daytime, just kibitz, never hit a ball, just sit there and drink coffee and then go home for dinner or before it got dark, And
We have a fair share of that, but it's not like it used to be.
It's not the same, right?
It isn't.
Yeah, and it's too bad because
Pool's a great game. It's a life sport.
it is. It is.
You know.
And I played a lot of sports. A lot of them more athletic than pool is. But it's the only thing that I ever did in my life that I didn't get real good at in a year or two.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I went to college on a basketball scholarship in 1971, the only college in the country that offered women
Really?
scholarships in basketball at that time, yeah. And I played first base, and usually first base goes to a left-hander, but I was so good that they put me on first base, and that's what I played. And in pool, I mean, relatively I've done well, but and mentally I know pretty much what to do, but it's just putting it together,
It's a very, very difficult game to excel at, and it's a disease.
Oh, it is.
It's
I've quit so many times. I've quit for a couple of years, so many times.
Yeah.
You never. It's in your blood. You never.
Well, these guys
never
are
escape.
These guys are starting to play bank pool now. See, they're blocking all the holes.
Right. Yep.
I'm not sure if he's going to try this 4 rails.
Well, he's
Go
got a
all the
clean
way
pocket
around?
if he goes 1 rail.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but see, that doesn't count, right?
No. Oh, no. Got to
It's
be
gotta
clean.
Go clean. Yeah. Yeah, he had
I didn't realize he did have a clean pocket.
Yeah, he had a full pocket.
Side. How do you like it, folks?
Oh wow, what a shot!
How do you like
what
it, folks?
What a great shot! What a great shot that was.
I tell you,
for the cheese.
yeah,
For the cheese.
the
Wow.
beauty of this game is the imagination
Yes.
you get to see.
Yeah.
I've said earlier, the only game that you get better imagination in is golf. You get to see some great shots in golf. You know, one
Yeah.
pocket too, but not like golf. You get all these weird shots.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah, I don't think there's any tougher game. I've tried pretty much most of them.
well, 2-0. You're gonna race to 4. It's so funny. Everybody racks short rack banks. They always put the 1 in the front and everything. You don't have to. It's just all you got to do is hit the head ball. But
Right.
everybody racks them like
Yeah.
they're 9 ball. Like
Yeah.
you got to hit the 1.
Is
No,
there liquor in this?
I don't know. I didn't pour
I
it.
told him. Where did he go? I told him I didn't want alcohol.
Well, he's your friend, not mine.
You know, he keeps trying to get me to take a drink, and I just don't like the taste of it. I want a ginger ale, and I know that's not ginger ale. Ginger ale with something in it.
I don't drink. I drink a beer once in a while. So. Didn't he have the balls in the tray? Yeah. Were the balls in the tray?